If you're scared of something, will you always be scared of it?
No. So in ERP therapy, although that's a therapy for like anxiety and OCD, it will definitely work for just general fears as well.
Yeah.
They say like you're considered recovered not when the fear or anxiety isn't there, but when it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
And as a secondary effect of that, eventually the fear and anxiety does go.
Yeah.
But you first have to be not bothered by the anxiety being present. So like if I was really anxious about doing podcasts, and there's been loads of podcasts I've been anxious for doing, the RP one.
I was going to say, you've done some really big ones.
The Elite FTS one, like where I've been thinking about it like all day, and I'm like, oh my God, am I going to stutter my words? Like my biggest fear, because I have done this before at a seminar, is stuttered my words, panicked, and then not been able to speak.
Yeah, it just keeps
just like, and then everyone's looking at you and like, and I think that drilled that into me.
Yeah.
Like a neural pathway. But then the process would be, okay, well, I now know that I need to do lots of podcasts whilst anxious and prove to the brain, or while scared, and prove to the brain, show the brain actually that it's safe.
Yeah.
And that you're capable. And if you do that enough times, every time you do something that you're scared of, but there's nuance here. What would be a good example? Yeah, we'll stick with the podcast one, right? Yeah. If I'm doing this podcast, but I'm white knuckling my way through it, like, oh God, I can't wait for this to end. How long have I got left? And if I'm doing all that stuff, that's not a positive rewiring.
Yeah.
But if I can, well, I'm just gonna, I'm nervous or whatever, but I can just let myself be nervous, and redirection of attention. That's another very important thing. This is why I often call meditation like the training ground for your mind, because neuroplasticity is like an awareness game. The brain is, I'm bouncing around topics a bit here, but I think this frames it well. You can think of the brain as like a big prediction engine. Yeah. Like it's trying its best to give you the thing it's supposed to give you.
Yeah, based on past experience.
Exactly. The brain learns on experiences, and it works like a social media algorithm.
Yeah.
So if you engage with something loads, if I go and like lots of reels of like staffies today, Instagram will keep giving me loads of reels of staffies.
Yeah.
If I mess with my fear in my own brain, like, oh, why do I have to feel like this? How do I get away from this? Maybe I should avoid this. Maybe I should take this supplement to get away from it. I've got to make sure I get a perfect night's sleep. Or if you're ruminating like that, or avoiding things that scare you, the brain goes, oh, he's trying to get rid of fear loads. Yeah. He loves trying to get rid of fear.
Let me
give him some more.
Yeah,
because he loves doing that, and that's it. You have to accept it for what it is and redirect your attention. Yeah. Which is why I think jiu-jitsu is like such a perfect exposure for things like that.
Well, yeah, it's a very real thing.
It's a very sympathetically dominant activity.
Yeah.
So the way I see it is, when you're rolling, there's going to be elevated adrenaline, cortisol, glutamate, noradrenaline, all of these things that we associate with sympathetic tone. And like, I say things like sympathetic tone and parasympathetic tone or the autonomic nervous system. It's all like technical language, but no one needs to know what this means. Like, you'll already have a thorough understanding of the autonomic nervous system. You've lived with it like your whole life.
You know how you feel when you are training.
But normally sympathetic tone is like fight or flight. Yeah. So you want to get out. Yeah. But if you can have that fight or flight and stay, that's the skill.
So this is actually a really interesting thing. So it's something that I've got guys making weight and stuff like that. Obviously, pretty much everybody experiences these things and start to go through them before they compete. Big side effect of, if we just call it fight or flight, is, people go to the toilet more often and stuff like that. So you've got to keep on top of hydration and stuff. Is it a case, like everyone talks about when it's competing in jiu-jitsu, you're just kind of getting over the fear? So compete more to get your brain used to the competing, to realise that it's not actually a bad thing that's going to happen, and then you will actually they talk about like embracing the process of it, and it's your body kind of getting ready to do this activity. I suppose it's the kind of thing, like you're saying there, of living in it and like, actually this is what we want to be happening. Or do you want to start limiting it a bit? Or
yeah, well, if you can show your brain safety, in states of high sympathetic tone, that's really beneficial for the nervous system.
Yeah.
Like a lot of psychotherapists talk about desensitizing the nervous system. If you've got like a sensitized nervous system, that would mean like your stress resilience is poor.
Yeah.
Maybe the sympathetic tones one person would get from a role is more than another.
Yeah.
But if you continue to show your brain that you'll go through this and you survive, and then you go through this and you survive, you do it enough times, the nervous system doesn't register it as a threat anymore.
So
through neuroplasticity.
Yeah. So if we throw it back then, like what we were talking about previously, like learning. Like obviously you said that it's a great place to actually be in to actually start to learn stuff. But I imagine feeling like jacked up and scared before you start learning techniques is probably not the greatest thing. Is there a good state you can put like yourself in to give yourself the biggest chance of learning through a nervous system standpoint? Or?
See, I'm not very well read on what parts of the brain form like memory retention. I know like executive function and things like verbal fluency, these are mostly cued by the prefrontal cortex, I think. The problem with that is if your amygdala, which is a really old, dumb part of your brain, like the lizard brain, this is what signals stress and anxiety and threat. If that's lit up, it's very hard to get good prefrontal cortex activation. You know, in fact, meditation has good published evidence to show that that strengthens limbic connections in the prefrontal cortex. Again, for me, I will harp on about meditation all day, every day, twice on a Sunday. You know, it is the most evidence-based, sitting meditation is the most evidence-based intervention you can get into for reducing amygdala activation, improving working memory, executive function, blah, blah, blah. But to come back to your point, when the brain is activated, neuroplasticity is highest. Whether that's going to translate to skill acquisition, I don't know. But memory retention for sure. And adaptation for sure.
Because it's a bizarre learning process, really, because you learn something in a very non-pressured environment, like you're supposed to get, like, obviously the move down, the skill acquisition bit, and then obviously, but when you're applying it, it can be in increasingly stress kind of environments. It's a good, like, it's something I often wondered, how do you get something to turn a short-term memory into a long-term memory, like, for that move, or is there a good way that you can do it so you can perform it under pressure? Because some people, and we've all seen them, people who are watching new jiu-jitsu, they can watch a YouTube video and they can just do it.
I'm a bit like that,
or
for some reason.
They can just, you show somebody something once and they're like, oh yeah, no problem, and they can do it. Where I've got to mess it up 4,000 different ways before I actually get to realise where I'm going wrong and correct it as I go.
There's got to be a heavy genetic component, I think. Because like, I've always learnt really well. But been just rubbish at physical endeavours. You know? But I can read research papers like once and remember outcomes and stuff. Thankfully, that's how I've been able to do this job. But I don't know. I'm not like the master of neuroscience, really. I'm very well read on the autonomic nervous system data and the fear and anxiety and stress data. But learning and skill acquisition, I don't really know much about. But I could definitely speak to the long-term neuroplastic adjustments that are positive that will happen to the nervous system. That everyone wants. Because this is the thing. When you look at adaptations that happen in like exposure therapy based things, they're not only in that thing. Like if someone is scared of going to the shops, which is actually a really common fear. Or if someone's got like agrophobia. If they desensitize to that, they don't actually desensitize to going to the shop. They desensitize to their internal experience in the shop. So if you have that internal experience at jiu-jitsu, which everyone does, it's sympathetic tone. Like whether you notice it or not, whether you're cognizant of it or not, you have elevated sympathetic tone when you roll. Even if you're rolling really relaxed. Otherwise you just won't be moving.
Just asleep.
Just laying there with your eyes closed. There's like, you have to have sympathetic tone to generate enough adrenaline for force production. It's like resistance training is a very sympathetic thing. But here's the crux of this. Within your allostatic load, everybody is going to have an amount of sympathetic tone that they can be exposed to on a 24-hour or 7-day basis. Just call it the dog ball. And this is where it can become problematic because acute exposure to sympathetic tone is adaptive. It's like a hormetic stress. It's good. We don't want to avoid sympathetic tone. You need to be exposed to sympathetic tone. It's really useful.
Yep.
But a lot of guys, like me and like you, if you're lifting weights 4 days a week, 3 days a week, 4 days a week, if you're training jiu-jitsu 3 days a week, 4 days a week, that is a lot of sympathetic burden.
Yeah.
And whether or not that is a problem is going to be dependent on what we would call the autonomic state shift. So how quickly after training are you getting parasympathetic?
Yeah.
How parasympathetic are you getting?
Yeah.
Like how much vagal tone are you producing, how much GABA, what reduction in cortisol, etc., for that recovery to be instated sufficiently for your next bout of work.
Yeah.
And that is difficult. That is difficult, you know. I think some people just naturally, they're pretty chill, they're pretty good.
This kind of leads me into two good points, really. So a lot of people really struggle to switch off after evening classes because obviously they're in a sympathetic state, moving into parasympathetic state, be able to sleep and get recovery. Some people I speak to go out like lights after training. I, especially if I do gi, sleep terribly after evening training. Like I do, like I toss and turn out. I don't know what it is. It's why I prefer training earlier in the day. Like, what can people be doing like to help them start to do that shift? Because most classes are finishing between 8 and 9, say, on average. They've got to shower, probably eat, and then, you know, get a bed at a decent hour to be getting 7-8 hours of sleep required, especially when you're old as fuck like me. Like, you know, you need the sleep for the recovery. So what can people be doing to make that shift? Or what have you found useful?
Well, there's two. I could give you my opinion, but I'll give you the evidence-based answer first. Yeah. There's two modalities specifically that have reams and reams of published evidence to support their ability to modulate the autonomic nervous system, to shunt forward parasympathetic tone and vagal tone. Because parasympathetic tone, in short, prevents sympathetic outflow in the brain. So when we say vagal tone, we're talking about like the vagus nerve. Everyone's seen like stimulate the vagus nerve and shit. That stuff's crazy, by the way. It's definitely no clinical efficacy to like pulling on your ears. I don't know if you've seen this, and the tapping things that people do. I don't like any of that stuff. Absolute nonsense. Breath work is one of them. And as little as 2 minutes of extended exhale breath work has very robust shifts on parasympathetic tone.
Good.
So this is something I think just about everybody should be doing, like within 1 hour of bedtime. And there's so much, like, we're so lucky to have YouTube now. Like, there's a YouTube channel called Breathe with Sandy.
All
right, and he's this real hippie-ish, long-haired dude, does all these videos on the beach and shit. But he must have over 1,000 10-minute breath work, 15-minute breath work. You could be doing all of them for the next few years of your life. But it's so easy. We just go on that, Bob, do that one. Great. Create your own autonomic state shift. But I'll put a little bit of nuance on this. Breath work is awesome after an activity where you want to get parasympathetic. Never do breath work, in my opinion, and I'm gonna really try and be nuanced when I say this. Never do breath work when you're in a position where you have a feeling that you don't like, that you'd like to adapt to. Does it make sense?
Because you kind of, my basic understanding of it is then you would be turning down the volume of, say, the feeling that you're having. So then you don't adapt to it and you don't get the outcomes, i.e. be less scared, less anxious, etc. If you do it.
Less stressed, less anxious, less scared, whatever. So if like, you reduce the neuroplasticity, but also remember, the brain's always watching you and rewiring based on that. So it goes, he's trying to like get away from that feeling. He's messing with that feeling. So that feeling is definitely bad. So next time he's got that feeling, I'm going to make sure he knows so he can do this breath work. So I'm going to give it to him hard. That's exactly how the brain works.
I'm going to give him a big notification.
Exactly. And this is how people like develop anxiety disorders, is they just keep trying to fix their anxiety. And it's so paradoxical. You know, you think, well, how the fuck does that work? It's just because the brain is not working on the same cognitive level as you. It's doing its best and like giving you what it thinks. But it's the same with stress. Same with fear. All these things that we don't like, you can adapt to. And it's not about reducing them. It's about changing the way your brain understands them. Because like, if you, like, let's say you didn't care about fear at all. and then you had 10 out of 10 fear. If it didn't matter, would it matter?
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah,
would it?
yeah.
So and this is the thing.
Yeah.
It's just like resistance training, you know, like demand and adaptation.
Yeah.
You go and do a hard set. Your hard set 10 years ago isn't your hard set now.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't say I was probably stronger 10 years ago. But you know, progressive overload happens because there's an adaptation, and the same thing happens in the brain. So we should swap that association really as like stress and fear and sympathetic tone in general, neurological arousal or physiological arousal. It's a weird word to use, I know, but it is the technical term. Is very, very good and adaptive. But after the fact, yeah, definitely. Breath work is one. Sorry, I went on a bit of a tangent there. But I think that is important because doing breath work at the wrong time will give you the wrong adaptation.
Yeah.
So yeah, extended exhale breath work is great. Sitting meditation ranks above breath work in terms of published literature on its impacts on the brain and the nervous system.
Yeah. I think that'll shock a lot of people.
Nothing like it.
The perception is that it's like hippie nonsense, but like, you know,
It couldn't be possibly any more evidence-based.
I know you've like so much like that you put out there.
If you check out the like fMRI studies done on like long-term meditators, their brains are completely different to the average human. They have really reduced amygdala activation. So it doesn't mean they don't get stressed or don't get scared or don't have sympathetic tone. But when something does activate it, not a lot happens. So they don't get...
like, what's the term for? For lack of a better term, like control over the emotions, basically. They can...
Exactly, yeah. It'll be like observing fear from a distance. You know, like, oh, I notice I have some anxiety. But their awareness is so attuned. And be like, okay, well, that's over there. I'm going to look at this thing over here. This is the thing that's important now. Whereas, and that's called cognitive diffusion in the literature. Whereas most people live like they're fused with their thoughts and their emotions. But actually, again, based on the literature, you are, when we say who are you, you are the thing that experiences emotions and thoughts. They happen to you. They're not you.
You're not consciously producing them.
No, you don't actually produce your own thoughts either. That's very valid science. They're given to you on a prediction. You do control your thinking.
Your perception of how you are feeling.
The thought can be given to you, and then you can think about it. But you don't control what's presented to you. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, meditation. So very reduced amygdala activation, much better prefrontal cortex action. So rational thinking, executive function, memory retention, awareness, and just attention in general. Your ability to pay attention for extended periods of time. So meditation is just ridiculously effective. And I was just reading a study the other day. They used 12 minutes. And I think it was 8-week study they did fMRI. And there was a change. It's not robust. Very short studies, 12 minutes. But as little as 12 minutes a day. And on that meditation, they were just using, we'd call it like single object of focus. Like they were just saying to the participants, like, focus on any sensations in the middle of your forehead. There's nothing special about that spot.
It
could be anything. People focus on the breath. People focus on their hands. Like Vipassana, which is like a very well-known Indian Buddhist meditation. They do like body scan, like start at the head and whatever. Present moment awareness. And then every time the mind wanders, like, oh fuck, I've got to do that later, or oh, this email or whatever. A rep would be going back to the thing you're trying to focus on. And then the brain goes, oh, okay, that's clearly not important. Present moment awareness is important. Let's wire more of that in. So you can live more in this moment. And what happens when you live in this moment? We're safe. Me and you sat here. If I was scared of podcast, I would have elevated sympathetic tone. But I'm completely safe. I'm in my own house. In a country that's not at war. With people I know. No one's going to attack me, I hope. You know, way better at jiu-jitsu than me though, so maybe.
I'm worried Dagger's going to get out at any moment.
I've got a weapon. I've got a weapon.
It's like doing a podcast next to Godzilla.
But you need to demonstrate to the brain that you're safe.
You
know, and that's so. Meditation is absolute king. I think everyone should do it. I meditate every day. I've just hit 13,000 minutes on my meditation timer.
You need 10,000 hours, isn't it? I was going to say.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I still feel like a beginner.
Yeah.
With meditation, it's so expansive and.
Like you said, I imagine it's deep. You know, people have been doing it for decades and decades.
Yeah. Well, we spent some time at the Shaolin Temple recently.
Oh, yeah.
That was quite eye-opening.
Yeah.
Because like all they do is meditate and train martial arts.
Sounds pretty dope.
Yeah,
if there's dogs there, like I think I'd move.
They do have a dog.
Do they?
Yeah, they got a black German Shepherd. Actually.
Really?
Yeah. And this is like meeting a whole different species.
What are the main things that like came across to you like instantly when you were like?
Do you know what? It is so hard to describe.
Yeah.
These people that have such a deep presence.
Yeah.
Like our teacher, for our meditation teacher, someone would say something to him and he would reply, so it's in Germany, and he would reply in English and then in German, the exact words, multiple paragraphs, and like he would just look straight at you when you're talking, be able to remember anything. Like his just ability to concentrate was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But you're just so calm around him and so peaceful.
It's like an intense calm.
But then you see him throwing some punches and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, whoosh, 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 it's crazy. But you know, you're just looking at someone that spent their whole life doing hours.
I don't know if you've heard of it, there's a great, he was a UK MMA fighter called Dan Hardy, who basically, he went and lived with Shaolin monks, like, he's fought in the UFC and stuff like that, but when he was younger, he travelled the world and he, like, went through all, like, that training and stuff. He talks about it a lot. So going back slightly to, I've got a feeling we're going to do this quite a bit in this chat, like central nervous system and things like that. Most people who are watching, if they have a basic understanding of central nervous system, the times that they've probably heard about it is the impact stuff like lifting has, i.e. big compound movements and stuff like that. Obviously deadlifts and notorious for, you know, maxing on deadlifts for impacting the central nervous system. One thing you posted about the other day that I wanted to talk to you about is like you obviously have trained people for like well over 10 years now. You've been,
well, I'm on my 11th. Yeah.
You're on your 11th.
I'm on my 11th.
I am so
full
old.
time. That is. I was doing a few years.
Yeah.
But
I am
full
so
time.
Old. But yeah, so the impact that it had. But you have like quite kind of some like counterintuitive to what most people would say when it comes to lifting and jiu-jitsu, because most people kind of strength and conditioning coaching, like obviously they would be like big compound moves, you know, probably low volume, low reps, you know, building that kind of athletic base, where you kind of like made like a counter argument, not against that, but maybe supplementary to that.
Yeah, I think my argument is in exercise selection.
Yeah. Do you want to review basically what you said, and then we'll talk about something?
Yeah, sure. So I clickbaited it a bit. We can talk about it more
It got me.
expansively.
I was halfway through a reply, like, to be fair.
I basically put like machines better than
Yeah.
barbells for
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu. And that's obviously not a strictly true statement.
Yeah.
I have nothing against barbell exercises.
Yeah.
Although I don't even own a barbell.
You have a lot of dumbbells, though.
Yes, yeah. So it's not like a free weight argument. What I'm really trying to say is, we can encapsulate it like this. What are we actually trying to achieve in the gym for jiu-jitsu? Has anybody asked that question?
Yeah.
What is the specificity?
Yeah.
Because jiu-jitsu is a skill acquisition based sport, but the skill is acquired on the mat.
Yes.
What can you do in the gym that replicates
Nothing.
rolling? Literally nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. You see loads of ridiculous stuff on...
Like squeezing a medicine ball.
Yeah, or like shooting against bands, or I've seen people doing like spider guard with bands and stuff, and it's just like, you're not like going to get any kind of adaptation from this.
No, but what is really useful in jiu-jitsu is strength.
Yes.
You know, and listen, I'm not a fucking jiu-jitsu master. I've been doing it a little over 2 years. You know, but I do know a bit about hypertrophy and sports-specific training. You know, so just raw strength.
Yep.
Raw strength, whether it's barbell bench press or a converging machine press.
Yep.
You know, whether it's a bent over barbell row or a chest supported machine row, a T-bar row or whatever. Raw strength output. So if we need just raw strength, but we want to minimize systemic fatigue, central fatigue, because jiu-jitsu is fatiguing enough.
Yeah.
If you want to be able to have maximum performance on the mats, and get as many rounds per week that are recoverable, you should be looking at picking exercises that are the lowest fatigue cost for the strength dynamic you're trying to train.
Yep.
And that's my opinion on it.
So I think a lot of people, loads and loads of people in jiu-jitsu, as you will have seen by now, don't weight train, have never weight trained.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah, and it was coming into the sport. Like, I remember you saying to me that this is the wildest thing I've ever seen. Especially it's getting loads better, but there still is the thing that strength is bad. Like, it's still sometimes like a backhanded compliment. Like, oh, you're so strong. Like, it's really, like, it's never, you beat me so technically there. It's always like, you are so strong. But
Still beating.
Yeah, winning is winning. But would you say that then a lot of people would make the like the point I was trying to make is the argument that moving machines and things like that is great because obviously it does minimise injury prevention. It's a massive thing.
We're getting enough injuries in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. That's because it's a more stable base movement.
Stability, number one. Less skill acquisition.
Yeah, and obviously what you mentioned there, the fatigue cost ratio. You know what I mean? Like stuff like heavy barbell benching, rowing, squatting, deadlifting. Obviously adds a lot, especially on the central nervous system. But what about people who have no base? Like a lot of these people just do.
Yeah, but I hear this a lot. I'm like, what does base? What does that mean? What?
I imagine again, it's not my area. I'm being argumentative just purely for the discussion. A base level of strength or athletic ability. So, like for example, if you struggle to bench press 40 kilos, 60 kilos, would you get more carryover with like all the stabilizing muscles and things like that? Like
so, stabilizing muscles, that is a non-thing. The musculature that you train when you adduct the humerus, whether it's on a machine or on a barbell,
it's all the same.
Is the same.
Yep.
There's just more stability.
Handling an unstable load, a barbell.
Oh yeah, sure, you'll get better at that. But what's that useful for?
Handling unstable loads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
well, no, because it's really specific, isn't it? It's not just handling unstable loads. It's handling a barbell-shaped object.
Yeah, that is the thing that a lot of people say. Like people who are really strong in the gym, like if you give them sandbags and stuff like that, it's a big like strength conditioning thing.
If you're, let's say, you're trying to escape side control or something.
Yeah.
You're not. It's not. Let me set this thing up.
Yeah, you can't set it up.
No, you're pushing
from a weird angle.
Yeah. So that's where the specificity is.
Yeah.
Your training should be for joint, tendon, ligament integrity.
Yeah.
And developing muscular strength in a way that's minimum injury cost.
Yeah.
And that's it. There is a bit of an argument for posterior chain development.
Yeah.
Like, well, how do you develop the posterior chain without deadlifts and things? And do a 45-degree hip extension. Get strong on T-bar rows. Machine rows. You know.
Yeah.
And the thing is, as well, in jiu-jitsu, like, my trunk is always tired.
Yeah.
And my erectors are always tired.
Yeah.
So I don't want to have to brace on my squats. You know, I want to do a hack squat or a leg press. Now, I do like training the trunk for jiu-jitsu. Yeah. And I do heavy, like, crunches on the 45-degree hip extension facing the other way and things like that. I think that's great. But, like, training bracing on a squat and things like that, I feel is just wasteful for jiu-jitsu, but this is just me.
But I think as well, especially if like, you know, you have a certain level of musculature like yourself, that you don't want to fatigue those extra little muscles because it's more recovery costs that you're going to have to do. Injury goes up, but maybe, I don't know if some people would benefit, like, because, you know.
I feel like you train all this stuff in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You train spinal flexion, extension, isometrics on rotation, or isometrics under fatigue in general. Spinal lateral flexion gets trained at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like, could you train it with weights as well? Yeah, but I can't see any additional adaptation.
No.
Like, you just want to get strong.
Yeah.
I think.
That is the biggest, like for me, about like I'm making points just for the sake of discussion. I agree with you for the most part. So a lot of my training is machine based, but again, that's for an injury prevention thing. It's like it's much less likely that something's going to go wrong. And I'm 43 in a month. Like if something tweaks in the gym, like
you only look 33 though, man.
Yeah.
You look younger than me.
I don't think so. Like,
what do you reckon? I think you look younger than me, bro.
He said that just to fuck with me. Like, you know, my God's 50 years old. What are you talking about?
I look old.
Yeah, I don't think you do.
I've had a hard life, man.
I know the fear. Jiu-jitsu doesn't. Don't point. You can die on that hill on your own. I'm not getting involved there. Let's talk a little bit about like injury prevention then, and doing stuff like outside of the mat that can help you, because it's such a big thing, especially when people get like above 30, 35. Before, it was never a thing because you would shrug off niggles like easily. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't bother. But then all of a sudden, like, you know, we were joking before the podcast started that like I've hurt my neck somehow, like driving home from jiu-jitsu. Like that doesn't.
Yeah.
So is there anything that people can be doing when it comes to actually like
The best injury prevention is what we were just talking about, lifting weights.
Yep.
Train your neck and get a strong neck.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I train my neck twice a week, progressive overload.
Yep.
In all ranges, including like chin tucks, rotation, this way, this way. Get really strong through the neck. Get strong through your delts. Get strong through your abs. Get strong through your hips.
Is there anything that you are currently doing or looking at for yourself or clients that where you would monitor like the central nervous system and how that is recovering? Is there anything that you can kind of keep like heart rate, morning resting heart rate and stuff?
We've got two markers. One of them is currently a bit useless, but I think in the future will be great.
Yep.
That's HRV.
Yep.
So right now, the research on HRV is very scatty. Some people will have so for some people, 30 would be amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
For some people, 30 would be awful.
Yeah.
So it's very individual, it's hard to quantify. You can use it to track your own trends.
Yeah.
And if yours is relatively balanced, that's a good thing. If it's trending up, that's a good thing. But it's just not very, we haven't got like a real accurate determinant of what is a good, like generally speaking, higher is better.
Yeah.
I've never seen, the highest I've ever got is 34.
And a lot of people talk about that, especially if you've got a whoop or something like that. Like
Yeah, oh my
everybody
God.
kind of like mentions like when you say, well, what is it? They don't know, but they know they need a high score in it. Like
Yeah. Higher does generally mean that your autonomic nervous system is functioning better or is more flexible.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's hard to, you kind of get to this point of like, well, what am I going to do about it? But resting heart rate is the best autonomic marker that we've got.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. Like, for example, one study found that people who have a resting heart rate over 75 are over 3 times more likely to have cardiovascular disease or cardiac infarction as compared to people who have a resting heart rate sub 60.
Yeah.
So you do want your resting heart rate to be lower if possible.
Yeah. Is it a case of the lower the better? Like I've seen some frighteningly low ones. Like I think you might be dead. Like this isn't like.
I mean, like if you have amazing aerobic capacity and your autonomic nervous system is very flexible and parasympathetic dominant, it's going to be low. But some people will get some crazy low numbers.
Yeah.
The lowest I've ever got was like 45.
Yeah. I hover around about 40-ish.
Do you?
Yeah. When I was tracking, it's been a while since I've had a track. That was last time I had an Aura ring, which was a couple of years ago. To be fair, it might be higher now.
But the problem is it strongly correlates to weight as well.
Yeah.
Like if you remember when I sort of first started training jiu-jitsu, I was about 200 pounds.
Yeah.
And I could be around 45.
Yeah.
But I'm 220 now.
Yeah.
I'm way heavier.
Yeah.
And it's about 55 on a good day.
Well, I suppose it makes sense. You're moving around a bigger object. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
But if we're seeing 70s, then look, ultimately, again, I would focus less on the number itself unless you're like north of 100 and like tachycardic.
Yeah.
More so, let me see what I can do to get this down.
Yeah.
And again, the meditation literature shows a trend down the longer that you do it for.
Yep.
The more parasympathetic. It's like if you do extended exhale breaths.
Yeah.
You'll watch your HRV come up and your resting heart rate come down.
Yeah.
The more you can live in that state,
Yeah.
the better. So again, breath work, meditation, time in nature. Sounds like I'm bullshitting everyone here, but genuinely loads of published literature on this.
Buy your dog. Walk your dog.
Yes. Yeah, being outside without headphones on and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because the audio portion of nature actually has quite a large role in regulation. I think this is probably like evolutionary biology.
Yeah.
You know, like when we hear nature, when we hear water running, when we hear birds singing.
Yeah.
The main thing that you see in that literature is a cortisol reduction.
Yeah.
And it's a higher cortisol reduction than I've seen in any other intervention.
Yeah.
So actually scheduling in time in nature, I think, is wise. In Japan, they call this Shinrin Yoku, which means forest bathing.
Yeah.
And they actually...
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And they prescribe this to patients, like people with stress. They'll prescribe time in the forest.
Shit.
Yeah, which...
Is there like you hear people talk about 15 minutes walks, 30-minute walks? Is there
in this
kind of
literature that I'm referring to, they use 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah, but it's only going to be beneficial to get as much time there as possible.
Yeah, yeah.
Another couple of things worth mentioning is just being wary of the amount of neural stimulation you get.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, because that's a bit jargony, is like a really big neural stimulation is this rectangular glowing thing that we walk around with all the time.
Yeah.
Social media especially, it's built to produce a dopaminergic outcome.
Yeah.
And this isn't like, what do they call it, pseudoscience. This is well-published data now. So if you can avoid the phone, like things like WhatsApp and email, it's like conversation seems to be fine. It doesn't generate, unless it's like, I don't know, a message you didn't want to receive, but it doesn't seem to like generate high sympathetic drive.
Is it like stuff like
Instagram?
Yeah, content
short
focused.
form content is the worst.
Yeah.
I'd say like an hour upon wake and an hour pre-bed, stay away from it.
Yeah, yeah.
How you manage your circadian rhythm is important as well.
Yep.
So circadian anchoring has a big regulatory impact on cortisol regulation.
And that's what time you wake up and go to bed.
Yeah. Fix that.
Yeah,
Fix that. It doesn't matter when it is, as long as you're getting sufficient sleep.
Yeah.
We can talk about sleep as well if you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
But fix that. Get out within the first hour of waking, meditate. Don't look at your phone. Get out and get sun in your eyes if you can for 15 minutes, or get a high lux sad lamp.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if you can get a 30k lux sad lamp,
Yeah, yeah.
that's great. You know, English winter, but most of them are 10k. I think that's legal regulation. I've got a 30k one, but that's massive. There's something else I was going to mention in here, but I can't remember. Oh, lack of stimulation as well through the day. As often as possible, and this can be a bit annoying, but it does have really good clinical efficacy, is do one thing at a time. I've spoken about this a lot.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, like, if you're eating, try to just eat.
Yeah. Don't watch YouTube.
Yeah, and I know it's like painful. Like if you're walking, just walk, or you know, try to have as minimal stimulation as possible. But at the same time, don't like ruin your life.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I love listening to audiobooks, but now I've just got to walk around in silence. Like I'm not saying that.
Yeah. Your wife's trying to talk to you while you eat. Shut up.
Yeah, I'm just eating right now.
Yeah.
But you know, just try and schedule in times that you're not, because a lot of people these days, it's the extreme.
Yeah.
I wake up and I'm instantly scrolling reels and, and then I put a podcast. I have to listen to a podcast whilst I fucking cook my lunch. I go for a walk and I have to listen to music. It's like, the nervous system needs space to basically integrate and regulate.
Yeah.
And you need opportunities to give it space, which is one thing that meditation is great for.
Yeah.
If you can front load your morning, like wake up, meditate, go for a walk without headphones on and whatnot, look, you've done your fucking job, do what you want for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Not like go insane, but don't worry so much about I need to avoid everything. Like you've given your brain some good space early in the day. That's very important. And the pre-bed window is absolutely key.
So yeah, this is something like we've done content on this previously. It's something I talk about a lot. Like if I could sell sleep, I would be a billionaire. I wouldn't be doing coaching for people. I would just sell sleep. Like, and I would be my number one customer, to be fair. But like, it's such a massive thing for recovery and things like that. But I don't think people do that.
Last night there.
1 hour and a half of deep sleep. REM sleep. God,
8 hour, 48 minute sleep there. 1 hour 30 deep.
You say that, but there's been many times where I've had conversations with
I sleep good these days,
like,
man.
where you have to wake up every 2 hours to check people in.
That does happen. Yeah, that does
said.
happen, but I don't work with as many competitors now. I cap quite a small
amount.
Yeah. That was one of the things, like, I can't live like this.
Yeah. I remember you being a zombie at the time that you were doing it.
Yeah.
Having to get up every 2 hours to check somebody in that was competing in Vegas, I think, at the time.
Yeah. Or I've got a lot of Aussie clients.
Yeah.
I don't do so much of that anymore. But yeah, be absolutely precious about your pre-bed window.
Yeah.
Ideally finish eating about 3 hours before bed.
Yeah.
The really frustrating thing is a lot of people train jiu-jitsu in the evening.
Yeah.
Like me, we were talking about this before. And so, for example, my resting heart rate, it'll be about 55 on a day that I finish eating at, let's say, 6. Because I go to bed at about 9.
Yeah.
So I normally finish my last meal at 6. Be about 55-ish. But then when I train jiu-jitsu the night prior, like today, it's like 63.
Yeah.
It's like, man. And I'm not saying you need to be really, there's a word for it, it's called like entherexic or something. When you're like worried about data tracking.
People become fragile with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where it's kind of like, regardless of how they actually feel, they see the score and then they're like, oh my God, I feel terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can't separate. But people do that with any kind of data. People do that with giving themselves a bad mood by what they wear on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? So it makes sense that when you want to see something that you don't get.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to do that, but I think it's useful to draw logical conclusions.
100%.
It's like, okay, my sleep is way worse when I eat close to bed.
Yeah.
And I do feel more tired.
See, I think that's a good thing for... I know people say, people end up worrying about and become fragile about the Whoop scar and things like that, but the amount of people that I see starting to wear them and then go, holy shit, my sleep is actually terrible.
Yeah.
And then take steps to improve it.
Yeah.
I think that's very, very beneficial.
For sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, finishing eating a good distance before bed. Light regulation plays a big role in things like cortisol modulation and melatonin regulation as well. So if you are going to look at a screen, phone or TV within a couple hours pre-bed, just buy some blue light blocking glasses. Yeah. Or just get a blue light filter. You can set your phone up to do this.
All right, okay. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if the camera picks that up.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but basically I tap the lock screen 3 times and it goes red.
Yeah.
A couple hours pre-bed, that's really worthwhile. Walk after your last meal. Near bed is very good. Relax, 20-minute walk or something like that is fantastic. But really important is lack of stimulation near bed.
Yeah.
For that last hour before bed, no screens.
Yeah.
Do some breath work maybe. If you have to use YouTube for your breath work, it's fine. I'm talking about don't be talking to people, don't be planning work or whatever.
Yeah.
Stretch, if you like. I'm a big yoga guy.
Yeah.
Especially yin yoga. And again, it's got a really good evidence base for the autonomic nervous system. I don't think yoga or even stretching doesn't have great efficacy for improving mobility, believe it or not. That sounds like an insane
I've seen
statement.
that, even just, but if you're loads under stretch and things like that, do well for it. But
actually, resistance training in deep length and range is better.
Yeah, for improving flexibility, but stretching isn't, which sounds like the weirdest thing ever when I read it.
I mean, it's because fascia is so strong. It's got the tensile strength of steel.
Yeah.
This is why massage is another good example, similar to yoga, is it's actually not going to do anything to your tissue structures.
Yeah.
But your nervous system, it is a very nice cue of safety for your nervous system.
Yeah.
So yin yoga practices are really good ways to push up vagal tone.
What's the difference between, I don't know, that version of yoga versus...
Oh, that's just relaxing yoga.
All right, okay.
A lot of yoga is intertwined with breath work, so deep breaths, extended exhales in positions.
Yeah.
Has a very potent effect on the nervous system.
Yeah.
Which is so insane, isn't it? These practices are over 2,000 years old.
Yeah.
And they knew then that meditation and yoga did something to the brain and the nervous system that was worth practicing.
Takes us some time to catch up.
Now we've got real data is amazing. So I'm a big sort of yin yoga or qigong if someone wants to do that, if they don't want to do yoga.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a lot of movements like these. It's all intertwined with the breath and stuff like that. But ultimately, finish eating early. Little bit of activity is good. Stay away from screens or any stimulatory activity.
Yep.
Do some breath work. There's some supplements that are useful as well, but not crazy. I'm not Rick's gonna fucking kill me, Rick Foster. I'm not.
You should have said it as the hydro.
I'm not an ashwagandha. I'm not an ashwagandha fan.
Yeah.
No, I am.
Last time I was here, and I think the content is on. Was it on Physique Collective or was it when Jake did me over? We were talking about
He's done you over twice.
Twice, he hates
If you're
me.
watching this, Jake.
Yeah. Just deletes my audio. Just hates the sound of my voice. Every time he does content, he just deletes me. We were talking about ashwagandha and people on forums and that basically saying that it was making them dead inside and they were getting crazy stuff from ashwagandha. I was because I was asking you, I was I don't think this is a thing. Is this a thing? And you were no.
I think you could go on Reddit and search fish oil anhedonia.
Yeah.
And you'd find people talking about having anhedonia.
Yeah.
I think it's a social contagion.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Consider this though. If you're a completely normal person, or if you're a low cortisol, relatively demotivated person, and you take something that crushes your cortisol, you're probably not going to want to fucking do anything.
No.
So I think that's why.
Absolutely rob your ambition.
It ablates cortisol. My issue with KSM-66 is this. We're back to neuroplasticity.
Yeah.
Heavy dampening of excitatory tone or cortisol inhibits neuroplasticity.
Yeah, it becomes a crutch. The ashwagandha becomes a crutch rather than you actually fix
And the half-life of some of the withanolides is very long.
Really?
Yeah. They're going into the next day.
God.
As you know, people say, it made me feel loads better the next day. more relaxed.
Yeah.
You're definitely going to be more relaxed, but at what cost?
Yeah, you're not. It's a plaster, isn't it?
I like supplements that are in and out
Yeah.
around bedtime. I love L-theanine,
Yeah.
saffron,
Yeah.
the Afron patented form. I think lithium orotate is fantastic.
Yeah. They're both in Big Z by Beast
Are they?
Farm.
Okay.
Afron and
Oh, I have used it.
yeah.
And L-theanine.
Yeah, L-theanine.
They probably haven't got lithium in that because that's a bit of a funny one. I think lithium's fantastic longevity, neuroprotectant supplement. None of us are getting enough lithium. Our water hasn't got any lithium in it. It used to. So would really recommend that. High dose magnesium, I'd say like up to 10 milligram per kilogram, including what's in your diet.
Yeah.
Most people,
Included or on top of? So included?
yeah.
All right, okay.
I'm talking per day. So if you ever want to find that out, use an app like Chronometer.
Yeah, highly recommended.
Because like most bodybuilder types are consuming 500 milligram-ish
Yeah.
a day, so you can put, or maybe like, my dietary magnesium 700 milligrams.
Yeah, mine's quite
So
high.
I just put 300 on top.
Yeah.
And then I'm roughly, because I'm about 98 kilo at the minute.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else I have pre-bed. Pregnenolone, but only take that if you've got a deficiency.
Yeah. Speaking of going down there, is there any, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you, apart from stuff like that are stimulants, such as Clen, etc., and Yohimbine, any PEDs that are going to start to affect like your central nervous system and stuff like that? Like the parasympathetic?
Androgens?
All of them.
No, androgens.
All right.
Androgens impact the autonomic nervous system. They are inherently sympathetic.
All right, okay.
So as your total milligram exposure increases, you will watch your resting heart rate increase.
All right, okay.
So I've spoken a lot recently about what androgens do to the brain.
Yeah.
And neurotoxicity and things like this. In short, we don't really fucking know.
Yeah.
No human studies up to right now. We've got cell culture studies, got animal studies. None of it is looking good.
Yeah.
In fact, it's looking really bad.
Yeah.
So I think androgen users should take steps. It was one of the things that scared me into stop using.
Yeah.
One of the big things, because my like blood work was always fantastic, but I'm really like overly scared about my brain.
Yeah.
Like I fear dementia, Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or something like that, and none of it's looking good the more research that comes out. But with that said, I wouldn't want to fearmonger it. The primary mechanism of action is probably oxidative stress.
Yeah.
So like, potent antioxidant supplementation, I think, is...
Yes, glutathione, fruits, vegetables, good... Was it you recommended like a kilo a day of fruit and vegetables? Have I made this up?
I think that's a good... So in the research, 700 gram combined is where most people should be. Mm. Most people aren't hypermuscular using androgens and training jiu-jitsu or whatever. So I'd probably push that up to a kilo, maybe 1.2.
Dark berries, dark chocolate.
Skin berries, top notch, dark chocolate.
Wouldn't be a podcast if you did mention dark chocolate.
Mate, I haven't eaten dark chocolate in months.
Really?
No, I've just gone off it, which is a shame.
Because
it's so good for you. Man.
Like, I won't ask you to explain it. You can only do so much content on dark chocolate.
Yeah, that's true. If anybody wants to see that, I've probably got 100 videos.
100,000 hours of how great dark chocolate is. Just eat it. The 80, 85, 90% stuff, not the Bourneville.
100%?
Yeah.
Montezuma.
I was going to say, what's the one that you get? You can get like the
cocoa nibs.
Yeah, the cocoa nibs as well.
You get them and put them over your cereal or your cream of rice, and they're great. Yeah,
really, really good for you.
There is a peptide worth mentioning here. I know you want to talk about peptides.
So in a lot of clients, I see retatrutide pushing up resting heart rate.
Yes. Via the glucagon action, that is.
Okay. Do you want to explain a bit of why for those watching / listening? Well, just watching, there's no listening.
So the differential of retatrutide to the other GLP-1 agonists is its glucagon action.
Yep.
So we had semaglutide that was a GLP-1 agonist.
Yep.
We have tirzepatide that's GLP-1 and GIP.
Yep.
And we have Reta that's GLP-1, GIP, glucagon.
Yep.
What Reta does above and beyond others is it's not just an appetite suppressant.
No.
You could almost call it an exercise mimetic. I hesitate to call it that because it doesn't activate AMPK. That exercise, but it increases BMR.
There is something that does. Is it coming that mimics exercise?
There's lots of that. There's MOTS-C is probably the most popular one.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
Right now, metformin activates AMPK. A lot of things do, really. But yeah, so it's that increased energetic turnover.
Yep.
That has to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a low baseline level of activity.
Yeah, yeah. So which what is keeping like your heart rate?
Yeah, and this is inherently sympathetic, something that you should keep an eye on.
Yeah. It seems to be quite dose related as well. Like as you tire
it's all dose. All dose.
Titrate dose, resting heart rate.
Yeah, there's a positive dose response. So I would always say start at, look, the lowest clinical efficacious dosing is 2 milligrams a week.
Yeah, yeah.
I use 500 micrograms a week.
Yeah, that's really. And you notice?
So when we went to Japan recently, the first week I didn't really notice any difference. The second week I was really hungry.
Yeah, yeah.
So but I was just talking to some people in the thoroughbred group. That seems hard to say. This morning about this, like biological individuality is massive.
Oh, huge.
I have a ridiculous effect off Retta.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I remember when I first started, I took a milligram and I couldn't eat anything.
Which is crazy.
Drinking
quite
water
high
was hard.
That's
yeah,
such a low dose as well.
Yeah. So, and also I would say, microdosing. I know the research only uses it once a week.
Yeah.
But this is, people, and sorry, I'm going to complain a bit here. When you hear people say that, you're like, these people don't keep up with research literature.
Yeah.
The only reason they do that is because they get high adherence rate.
Yeah, yeah.
Because these people have go into the research fertility and receive the injection. Like, you can't tell them to come every day.
No.
I'll just come once a week. That doesn't mean it's the best way to use it.
Yeah, yeah. I thought, in my experience of what I've seen with people as well, is the side effects are so much worse.
Yeah, precisely.
Like, you get a massive, they seem to get especially if you go above 2 milligrams per week, they seem to have this massive 2 to 3 days of sides, and then it kind of, obviously as it clears, it goes off and off, and then they just do it to themselves again.
Yeah.
Whereas why aren't you just fucking
daily use, just like with an enanthate or cypionate ester.
Yeah.
We don't dose at the half-life.
No.
Dose at the peak.
Yep, and just keep it there.
Yeah, for sure. So daily microdosing of Retta, but just, watch the heart rate. It does that to me. I was on 2 milligram for a while, and that pushed me up about 7 or 8 BPM consistently.
Is there a point where you would say to people, if they are seeing an increase, cut this off?
Depends where their baseline is.
Yeah, let's say the resting heart rate is 50.
Yeah.
For example, and it goes, at what point would you start?
You'd have to look at it in totality.
Yeah, I know that's very
hard. Is their sleep skewed?
So.
Is their training performance attenuating?
Yeah.
Are they feeling that nervous sympathetic drive? Do they have an adaptation to that over time?
Yeah.
I would judge it based on that, probably.
Yeah. I've been very vocal on peptides. A lot of people think that I hate peptides, and I don't. That's not accurate at all. I've taken peptides. I have loads of clients that have taken peptides and stuff like that. The issue that I have got is that, like anyone who's selling anything, they claim that they do all sorts of wondrous things. I told you about that guy that I had who was taking a lot of C-Max and basically saying it was the same as opioids, and I was like, that's not a thing.
I wish, brother.
Yeah. I was like, I think I'll check with Joe, but I'm like, I was like, I'm sure this isn't a thing, but Joe will know if it is.
Man, I've used plenty of Cimax, and I've also used plenty of opioids. And
yeah.
I've also used them at the same time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't...
Not a thing. So people saying really exaggerating the effects of what they do and what they're capable of, and secondly is the lack of discussion alongside risk. They are presented by most people who talk about as a risk-free thing, and there's not very little we do in life that is a risk-free thing, but a lot of people will take them, but wouldn't take, say, a test, which is
this is true. This is true.
They wouldn't even contemplate that because that is dangerous, but these peptides I got off Temu must be safe as fuck.
This is true. The problem is, with the risk discussion, we don't have a clue.
Yeah.
How many peptides are approved for human use right now? In fact, scrap that. How many peptides have any human data?
Growth hormone?
GH.
Yeah.
GH, SS31.
Yeah.
GHKCU.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wasn't there a big thing you were talking about with CKU? Wasn't that was it you saying that there was a big body of evidence that came out over something for it?
There is quite a body of evidence for it. Yeah, I did a video the other day where I kind of went through what the research actually says, because like you're talking about here, there's crazy claims made online. Because there is some interesting evidence with GHKCU and things like gene expression.
Yeah.
Like the directions, it shifts some genes in very positively. Yeah. But this isn't human data.
Yeah.
This is super early doors literature. We can't draw anything from that.
Yeah.
The literature we have on GHKCU is all topical GHKCU mostly.
All right, okay.
But I will say, the way that it impacts the extracellular matrix, like joint capsules and tendons and ligaments, is very promising.
Yeah.
And for someone that does jiu-jitsu, I think that's worth thinking about.
The ones that seem to stand out to me, the ones that kind of have a good use within jiu-jitsu, BBC 157, TB 500, obviously for that.
Neither are approved for human use,
Yeah.
I'll say. So let's talk about those quickly then.
Yeah.
So body protection compound,
Yeah.
157. Most recent meta-analysis, let's see if I can test my memory. 12 studies, one of them was a human study.
Yeah.
And I think it was 12 people, and 7 of them got good results.
Yeah.
That's not great.
No. Not for, like, people are saying that it can regrow tendons and bones.
It
and
has in
fucking
a
balls.
rat.
In a rat, yeah.
It has in a rat.
Yeah.
Yeah. In humans, is it safe? Probably. It's an endogenous molecule.
Yeah.
And we're injecting it in amounts far less than already exists in you.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, more than likely completely safe. Is it going to do anything? I don't know. Some people say it's amazing. Some people say they don't notice anything.
Yeah.
And then you say TB500, all preclinical and animal stuff there.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I'll skip past this. BBC 157 primarily works for angiogenesis. Got some other stuff it does, but so that's creation of red blood cells.
Yeah.
So it's very useful for, or we'll say mechanistically and theoretically very useful for sites of injury that have low blood flow.
Tendons.
Tendons, ligament, bone.
Yeah.
So that non-vascular tissue
Yeah.
is where it should work well. TB500, actually I'll say most of the studies have done something called TB4,
Yeah.
which isn't the same as TB500, but then I've heard all of the TB500 you get is TB4. I don't know. Yeah. This works through cell migration, so carrying cells places that to drive healing, and seems to be pretty potently anti-inflammatory.
Yeah.
In animal models.
Yeah.
In preclinical models.
Yeah.
I actually will say though, of the two that I've had clients use over the years, TB500 seems to actually do something quite robust.
Yeah. It's personally for me, like I've had people who say there's nothing to TB works a lot better for me, like especially like in like bigger doses rather than every single day and then nothing and then a bigger dose.
Like 5 milligrams or something.
Yeah, in a 1 and then 7 to 10 days later repeat. That seems to, from what again I see myself in clients, like speed up healing that would heal if you just rested. Yeah. Like that's the thing. Like let's say it would take you 2 weeks to if you heal it, like you might do that in a few 10 days instead of 40.
It's got some interesting like mechanistic data for cardio protection as well.
Oh, right, okay.
If that's something you're interested in. So I use TB500. I use 500 micrograms a day year round.
Yeah.
Is that what you should do? I don't have a clue.
Yeah.
I'm doing the best that I can.
Yeah.
With the literature that we've got. But yeah, I would say BBC 157, TB500 and GHKCU. Yeah. I'd put those into the recovery, injury prevention, injury correction point. And probably the most interesting one will be GHKCU. Yeah. Based on what we know about it, very low risk. But the doses people are using of GHK are miles off. Yeah. You're going to need like 3 milligrams.
I was going to say it's quite a high dose that you're requiring to get there.
I had a consult with someone this morning who was like, I'm using 500 micrograms. Like,
you just
no.
wasted it away.
2.5, 3 milligrams a day. It's not going to do anything amazing, but it is going to, supposedly is going to help that extracellular matrix,
So obviously one of the things that it kind of contributes to us is like skin health and skin quality and stuff like this. One thing I was going to ask you, is there any kind of anything could happen mechanistically where it would help fight off skin infections, such as ringworm and stuff like that? Or is it just it improves the quality of the tissue?
We're talking about collagen synthesis. I don't think it's going to do anything to a virus.
Yeah. I thought it would be a bit of a reach, but I thought
no,
might as well ask.
No, you're talking about that collagen matrix.
Yeah.
With GHKCU.
Collagen's one thing that I changed my mind on. I used to say that it was great for tendons and stuff like that. But then you made me feel like a fucking idiot, I think, one day when we talked about it. And I thought, I'm going to change my mind on that.
Yeah, save you some money, though.
Yeah. It just doesn't well, it makes sense. Drink collagen, have collagen. But it's not a thing.
Yeah. Other peptides I think are worth discussing in the jiu-jitsu world are this new realm of mitochondrial peptides.
Yeah.
Fashionable now.
Yeah.
But they might actually have some efficacy in jiu-jitsu, I think.
Yeah. Any particular ones?
I think MOTS-C is one that's going to be worth looking at.
Yeah.
For jiu-jitsu guys.
For like, especially, I find it makes people feel a little like a bit better, especially if for whatever reason they need to be pushing the throttle hard on a deficit.
Yeah.
Yeah, make energy production.
Energy production, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
ATP production, that's happening in the mitochondria.
Yeah.
So if you can drive mitochondrial biogenesis, generate more mitochondria, better mitochondria that function well, increase insulin sensitivity.
That was one that I was going to say for you. So I want to talk about, obviously, for those who know, insulin sensitivity is how well you handle and partition carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Like, for me, where it gets interesting is how you handle carbohydrates, not just through like normal training camp for normal regular insulin sensitivity, but like post-wean, because we want obviously rapid glycogen uptake and things like that.
Rapid glycogen
like
repletion.
I don't know, like, is it a case of where is MOTS-C like a saturation thing where you would need to keep it going in, or could you like hyperdose it or megadose it to...
MOTS-C is not something that works acutely.
Yeah.
It's non-genomic primarily. So these are adaptations that happen over weeks and months.
Yeah.
So this is something that will improve glucose disposal to skeletal muscle specifically.
Yeah.
So when we talk about insulin sensitivity, a lot of people assume, well, this is just partitioning nutrients to muscle. It's not. It's partitioning nutrients anywhere.
Yeah.
Could be a fat cell.
Yeah.
You don't want that. But that is the truth.
Yeah.
And as you get less insulin sensitive, you get worse at partitioning things anywhere. Fat cell, muscle cell, whatever. Just cellular partitioning. MOTS-C specifically, and let me say, this isn't based on human research. There's one.
Yeah.
So I'm talking mechanistically in preclinical and animal models. But I will say MOTS-C is something that we produce anyway.
Yeah.
Every time you exercise, it's like a stress adaptive mechanism. So again, we know what it does mechanistically. We produce it anyway. You inject more of it, it is going to do more of it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident in saying that it is going to. We already know what it does because it exists in the human body anyway.
Yeah.
We just put some more in there. So yeah, it's going to drive glucose partition into skeletal muscle independent of insulin status. So that's the...
Yeah, so you don't need basically carbohydrate insulin response for it to start having a benefit. It's always kind of running.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it of course activates AMPK. It's got some evidence that it reduces myostatin as well.
Oh, right, okay.
So it does some pretty cool things. And jiu-jitsu people, if they're lifting, they're training a lot of jiu-jitsu, your mitochondria is stressed.
Yeah.
So a lot of mitochondrial work. You're unlikely to have poor functioning mitochondria unless you're high body fat.
Yeah.
The people that have bad mitochondria, they're normally don't eat nutrient-dense diets.
Unhealthy individuals.
Yeah, unhealthy individuals. They don't get daylight exposure.
Yeah.
Their sleep's poor. If you're doing jiu-jitsu, I think, I'd like to think you're relatively healthy.
Yeah. Or at least having positive adaptations.
You're exercising. So maybe something like SS31 wouldn't be your best option. But I love SS31. I'll take that until the day I die.
Yeah. I
think it's awesome. This is approved for human use.
Yeah.
But this is where we talk about...
It's one of the few ones as well. It's capsules, isn't it? As well as around. I'm thinking 32.
You might be.
I'm thinking
SLUPP332.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, 32. I'm thinking of.
It's not even a peptide.
Yeah, I know. It's I can hear Rick from here screaming as I said that.
Small molecule.
Yeah.
But yeah, SS31. This is binds to cardiolipin in the inner mitochondrial membrane.
Okay.
You don't need to know what any of that means. Basically, it just regulates the health of your mitochondria. It's like a feedback system.
All right. Okay.
So when we talk about oxidative stress, whether that be from anabolics or loads of training, or stress in general, it's going to regulate that really well.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so that's one reason why I like SS31. It's approved for human use for something called Barth syndrome. It's a mitochondrial dysfunction disease where the doses used are crazy, like 40 milligrams a day.
Good.
I use 3.3 milligrams a day.
Yeah.
So I just split a 10 milligram vial into 3, but I do 5 on, 2 off.
Okay.
Just in case there's some autophagy concerns and let my own mitochondrial work without the cardiolipin support. But this is, I'd consider something like SS31 like a health supplement. Yeah. It's not going to improve your output, your performance.
Yeah, it's not a performance enhancing subject, it's a health enhancing subject.
But it's got evidence for cardio protection, neuroprotection, just reducing the like ROS cascade, reactive oxygen species cascade, that's kicked off by mitochondria, I think.
Yeah.
It's something worth thinking about from a health perspective. I think it's a really cool peptide. If I had to pick one, I would just use SS31.
All right, okay.
But it's the least sexy one. It's like, take it and you'll notice absolutely nothing.
Yeah. But
And it's really expensive.
yeah.
You know?
Because it works. Is there any that can help learning or skill acquisition, or making you help retain, or?
Semax, mechanistically, increases BDNF and NGF, so brain-derived neurotrophic factor.
Yeah.
What is NGF? Nerve growth factor.
Yeah.
So essentially putting your brain in a more neuroplastic state.
Yeah.
They'd call it neurotrophic, a neurotrophic peptide.
Yeah.
It does seem to have like mild dopaminergic impact, but you know, some people, again, this is social media. So I don't want to sound like old man, you know, whatever here. So I first used Semax like maybe 8 or 9 years ago when I first started getting into nootropics, and this was before this was a thing. You know, it was mostly like what was the name of the forum that I used to go on? Fuck, what was it called? Oh, I wish I could remember. The same forum that Mr. Happy used to post on. I remember the Mr. Happy stack coming out.
Oh,
Longevity forum.
Mr. Happy stack. Hang on, don't tell me, because this is going to really bug me. Vitamin D, fish oil.
No, there's no vitamin D in it. But there is fish oil, yeah.
Yeah, fish oil. I can't remember what it was.
Fish oil, uridine.
B
vitamins and choline.
Yeah, that was it. Choline. I can never remember.
I still take that to this day. But yeah, the longevity forums.
Yeah.
So I first took Semax there and I was like, I don't know, it's nothing.
Yeah.
And I took like milligrams of the shit. And you look at the mechanism, you're like, oh yeah, I wouldn't really expect to notice anything. You know, but people are like, oh man, it was like Adderall. I'm like, what? I've taken Adderall as well, and that shit wasn't like Semax. But anyway, Semax should, in theory, mechanistically improve your neuroplastic ability. So if you're going to use it, I'd say be careful what you're doing. So if you take something that pushes up neuroplasticity and you sit and scroll your phone and procrastinate, man, you're just wiring that in even deeper. Yeah,
that's what always worries me. Cause I can go like down rabbit holes easily. You know what I mean?
As long as you're learning.
Yeah. But it's like sometimes
don't waste time.
End up learning about stuff like. I was saying to Matt Strong the other day, I was looking, all of a sudden, I was learning about how you catch pigeons by hand. Because the client...
How do you catch pigeons by hand?
Yeah, basically you have to sit on a bench and like wait with your hand down. And when they come, you kind of like semi-pin them. And apparently they'll just sit there and you can pick them up. Because the client asked me what like...
I'm going to need proof of this, I reckon.
It
sounds like complete bullshit.
Yeah, I'll send you
I'm going to go to the park and just sit there like...
Yeah. See, I don't actually, like, if I send you it, like, you're going to get arrested for catching pigeons in the park. Like, you would try.
Maybe I already have.
Because the client asked me about A, what's pigeon like in terms of protein content, and B, can you actually catch pigeons?
It is a tasty snack, I'll say that.
Yeah.
Maybe not snack, but pigeon pie is.
Yeah, it's very illegal to catch them.
Is it?
Yeah. Even though they're considered like vermin and stuff like that. But this is what I'm talking about. See, this is why I can't take stuff like that, because
But you learned something.
Yeah, but I don't think it's useful. Like,
no, you want to engage in activities that, so what we'd call valued actions.
Yeah, I'd end up watching like Skyrim tutorials or something for like 9 hours. Like, I'm worried about going down the wrong rabbit holes.
Don't do that. But yeah, Semax technically, but I don't think it's the game changer that people talk about.
I know it's not. We mentioned it briefly there. I know it's not. A peptide is a supplement, but you are a big fan of it. Uridine, especially like you've talked about, like
so I think this is another misunderstood one. So like uridine, again, mechanistic data.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's not all mechanistic data. There is good data in early onset Alzheimer's and dementia for uridine, and there's a product that was produced, I think it's called Truvade. This is basically the inspiration for the Mr. Happy stack. Yeah. You're giving the brain the raw materials for like dendrite growth, neurite outgrowth. So neurotrophic factors, you could say, things that, to put it simply, your brain is going to grow in a very functional manner. Yeah. Better brain work, you know. But again, people treat uridine like it's an acute nootropic. Yeah. So many people do that. I wonder if there's something we don't know about it. Yeah. But mechanistically, everything it does is a chronic adaptation. It does nothing to dopamine, serotonin, GABA, glutamate. at all. It doesn't change any neurotransmitter function. It just grows a better brain over time.
Yeah. It's like I saw something before about where someone was basically saying, but again wrongly because they were talking about the dopamine effect of like it makes doing tasks that you don't like doing but should doing like easier.
That's called an opiate, that is.
Yeah. That's called drugs.
If you want to enjoy cleaning your toilet,
just do loads of morphine.
Just take some opiates.
Yeah. It's like morphine will make you love the toilet. Yeah, I was like, I know that's not right. I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if we've missed any peptide. I'll tell you the peptide we did miss, growth hormone. In fact, I'll just speak quickly on this because I know we've been recording for a long time here.
It's one that people don't realise there is a peptide for a start.
Well, there's a big interest in the GHRP, GHRH space. Growth hormone releasing peptide, growth hormone releasing hormone.
Yeah, for like 5 and 6 GRP, 5 and like 6 has
all
been
the
around forever.
GHRPs, you've got CJC 1295, tesamorelin, ipamorelin.
Yeah.
People are interested in these. Fair enough. If you want to use them, use them. I think they are rubbish compared to growth hormone.
Well, yeah.
But people will say, yeah, but I don't want to take the risk of taking growth hormone. The devil is in the dose.
Yeah.
If you want to, so when we look at these GHRP, GHRH peptides, they're creating a sort of dump of growth hormone. You said dopamine then, grump of dopamine. Grump of doph hormone. A dump of growth hormone. This is what happens when you've been recording this long, clearly. Endogenously. Whereas, of course, recombinant human growth hormone is synthetic. 191AA is the molecule, you know. But the molecule is the molecule. It's like injectable testosterone and bioidentical form. Same.
You
know, and we've got decades of literature on GH.
Yeah.
There's a negative feedback loop, but it only lasts for the duration of the drug's active life, so like maybe 24 hours-ish. So you're not like shutting down your own GH production or something.
No.
And they simply do not work as well and simply do not have the literature to support them like growth hormone does.
No.
No inherent benefit.
Yeah.
Not cheaper.
No.
Don't work better.
No.
Don't waste your time. Use growth hormone.
Well, it's the same as it where like, you know, you're literally trying to have the production of something via taking a peptide. You might as well take the peptide that actually is the thing.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, just replace it.
And a lot of people as well, I know their thinking is like, oh, well, growth hormone is performance enhancing drug. It's like, I shouldn't be taking that because it's like banned or cheating but loads and loads of peptides are on the wider list. Like,
yeah, they are.
BP 157 is, TB 500 is. Like, so I was like, you're already taking banned substances. You might as well take ones with good clinical data that have positive outcomes over just random research chemicals that you don't even fucking know.
Well, this is the thing. If you want to go purely pharmaceutical, it's much easier to go GH than a research chem.
Yeah.
Well, it's not any much easier. It's possible.
Yeah. It's like, you know, it actually works.
I think that is it. I think the peptide's exhausted though.
Yeah. I think that's
nice one.
That's pretty good. That was.
I think we've done fucking loads of information there.
Yeah. That was like. We just kind of started talking about it, and then it just kind of like
just rolled. That's the best kind of podcast there.
Well, yeah, kind of covered a lot of stuff there, which was interesting. I always learn stuff.
Me too. Cool. We done?
Yeah.
Nice one.
Awesome.
Guys, if you want to find me somewhere.
Yeah.
I've got to do this or I'll get told off.
No, definitely do. Otherwise, I'm just exploiting you.
My Instagram is @Joe_Physique Collective. If you want to see all of my educational content, check out the school platform. The link is in my Instagram bio, or go to school.com, type in Physique Collective. $20 a month. We've got over 400 videos on there, monthly live Q&A, and daily written Q&A. Every single question answered, every single day on there. Thanks, guys.
Sweet.
Cool.